Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we're going to go over a few different things. AJ Mitchell got announced for an all Summer League team. I found out a recent fact about this past season that just kind of adds to what the Thunder did and just all of the interesting things we can find out about them. It is also, yesterday was Cason Wallace Day in OKC. We'll talk about him for a little bit, and then we'll get into a very interesting topic towards the end about who is the OKC GO, and we'll kind of get we'll have you guys give your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll give mine, and we'll kind of have a discussion on who we think it is and why. But first off, AJ Mitchell got announced that he was on the Summer League All Second team. He joined Con Knipple, Ron Holland, guys like that. He averaged 19.8, so pretty much 25-5 on 46% from the field and 40% from three. He had a steal and a half per game and just really took that next leap into a guy who is going to get good, high-quality rotational minutes next year. Is probably could honestly take the more you think about it, could take the minutes that Isaiah Joe was even getting at certain points of the season. So, I mean, we could be really seeing AJ Mitchell getting his way up into the bench unit towards the end of the year, could possibly be playing for some playoff minutes. So it's just something that he's going to continue to build on. Obviously, throughout the Summer League games he played, he looked like he didn't belong there, like he was just ready to be a key contributor on a championship team. And obviously, before he got hurt with that toe injury that took him out for most of this past season, he was averaging 6.5 on 2-2, and he was doing it really efficiently. And he's a lefty too, which some people kind of forget because we haven't seen him so long. He has that weird lefty jumper, but I mean, the way he shoots it and the way he's able to finish at the rim with his left hand, it's really amazing to see. And you kind of forget how cool it is, or how smooth lefties can be, especially left-hand dominant players. So you kind of think people like your James Hardens and all that are predominantly known as lefty, and AJ Mitchell is going to be one of those guys where if he makes a splash at the beginning of next year and kind of gets people on notice, they're going to kind of look and talk about that lefty jumper too. So, I mean, great news for AJ Mitchell. Obviously, it would have been cool to get first team, but I mean, just couldn't quite get it. Obviously, didn't play enough games, but still great All-NBA second team, one of the best guys in the Summer League, and just hopefully we can see him continue to build on that and contribute to the Thunder next season. And now we'll kind of transition to an interesting thing I saw on Twitter, and it said that the Thunder team last year, because they were known for being so young, obviously Chet dealt with injuries, AJ Mitchell, like we just said, dealt with injuries, but for the main part, and Isaiah Hartenstein didn't start the year out with the Thunder because of that hand injury. But you have to look at it from how the Thunder were predominantly healthy throughout the whole entire season. I mean, obviously you had J-Dub deal with something in the playoffs. You were so happy that Shea never dealt with anything serious. So you had some other small things going around, but for the most part, everybody was healthy throughout the entire way, and that's why you were able to win 68 games. But the fact was the Thunder played in besides if the Thunder were able to, for some reason, the first round series go to 7, so that's 3 games the Thunder missed out on, and then they missed out on 2 with Minnesota, so a total of 5. If they would have ended up playing those 5 games, the Thunder would have played every single possible game in the season, even counting play-in, because if you guys don't remember, the Thunder were in the play-in championship against the Milwaukee Bucks, and then they lost by quite a bit in double digits, but nobody remembers it because it doesn't count against any stats, no record. It was just a championship-type game, and the Thunder obviously played bad, didn't shoot well, and people were starting to talk like, oh, the Thunder are going to choke again in the playoffs, and then we know that. But it was interesting to hear the Thunder played every single possible game, obviously besides those 5 in total. But I mean, played Game 7. They played every single game in the regular season, went all the way to 7 in the NBA Finals, and they were able to do it while staying healthy. And I think that's the big part of being young and being so good is most teams, whenever they win these championships like the Celtics and all this, injuries start piling up because you're getting older in age, where these guys, they're so young, just getting into the prime of their career, and they've already won one, and they're not having any deal, and their injuries that they are dealing with outside of Chet are just smaller ones that only are a few games here or there, a couple weeks, like Hartenstein was maybe a month at worst. But it was just interesting to hear how the Thunder, outside of those two series, pretty much played every single possible game in the year, and obviously ended up with the championship where it's healthy throughout the entire year. So it's kind of interesting to think, like, with hopefully if everybody can stay that healthy again, can the Thunder get 70? Because, I mean, you had Hartenstein without for the first month and a half. You didn't have Chet for over half the year. Obviously, you didn't have A.J. Mitchell for over half the year. So can the Thunder reach 70? I don't know. It's going to be obviously a lot harder with how good the West is and everything, and the Thunder already won a championship, so maybe they won't try as hard. But, I mean, only time will tell. We'll have to kind of look at it. But I thought it was just an interesting fact to share with you guys, because it kind of shocked me on how they played every single game so healthy. And then we'll kind of transition into this next topic it was Cason Wallace Day in OKC yesterday. Obviously, the Thunder are getting through all their days. We're coming up on the end of the month, so we're going to get into the starters. We're obviously at Wallace. I think actually tomorrow's video should start the starters. It should be. We'll see. It might be Caruso, actually, and then the starters, but we'll talk about that when it comes. But we've talked about him on the channel past couple weeks, obviously in talks for that possible rookie extension. Get it early on, Cason probably around a 5-year, 150, somewhere in there if the Thunder wanted to do it. It wouldn't be this offseason. It would be after next season when he would be eligible for that. But a guy who averaged over 8 this year, around 3 and 2, and shot the three very well, plays defense at an elite level. Just one of those trios of Dort, Caruso, and Wallace that the other team's perimeter players just hate, because Wallace is just as good as Caruso and Dort, and even better in his own ways. But a guy who tried to step up in the finals first 2 games. Obviously, it didn't work out that way, but to be thrown in there as a 21-year-old kid, and to be thrown in the starting lineup in the NBA Finals Game 1 when you haven't started in the entire playoffs and really didn't start that much throughout the entire regular season, and he still played defense at a high level. He just couldn't get those threes to go down. But still, a guy, it's crazy to think he's only going to be 21, 22 this next coming year. He's so young, plays defense so good. So shout out to Cason Wallace, one of my personal favorite Thunder bench players. Just a guy who gives it all, it seems like, every night for the Thunder. And then we're going to transition into our big topic of the video that most of you are probably going to have comments down below or have an opinion on, is who is the Thunder GOAT? And you can look at it from a perspective of, we all agree that Russell Westbrook is the most beloved favorite Thunder player ever, and I don't think that can be taken away just because he was there in the beginning and all that. I don't even know, honestly, if Shea can take that over. Maybe if we end up winning 5 titles or something, he could take that. But just from a fan base standpoint and actually loving the player, everything he gave for the city, it's Westbrook. But when I say the OKC GOAT, who is the best player in that franchise's history, it comes between Shea and KD. And I think Russ is no doubt 3, and I think he was right there with them, but he was below KD in my mind. But once Shea won the title, now that he has the title and brought the title to OKC, I think Russ is kind of now dipped below those two, because I think just KD in general was at least better for a longer period of time with OKC. And you have to look at it from, KD might be the best player ever to play for OKC, but is he OKC's GOAT? And for me, I think after this title run, and just especially now after we've kind of soaked in the title run and what Shea did this entire year and all the accolades that over the past month, even after the finals, he added on to with the NBA 2K26 cover, a shoe deal, everything after the ESPY Awards for Best Male Athlete, which is a crazy hard award to win, especially with the National Football League and Shohei being an international icon for baseball. He was able to win that and just add to everything and really put OKC on the map, because obviously KD and Russ put OKC on the national stage and all that with LeBron, but they weren't able to, with now at least with how crazy the media is compared to 2012. Shea was able to control the media, never say I, like pretty much said this was an entire team thing, like this was never my award, this is our award, like we're the champions, stuff like that. I think it speaks immense volume and provided so much attention to OKC in general, and they were able to still at such a young age do it, and he was able to lead this team and show that no matter what happens, it's a team effort. If one of you shoots bad, the rest of us are going to pick you up type thing. And I think just for that reason and just from a team standpoint, bringing the title to OKC and just everything with it, I think Shea is now the OKC GOAT. And I think as we just get farther along, maybe you guys still think it's KD or Russ, but you have to admit, come in 2 years or 3 years down the road when he's added another 10,000 points, another maybe MVP, stuff like that, maybe another title, it's going to be a no doubt. But even right now, for me, I think after the title and everything he accomplished in this past calendar year, it's no doubt Shea. And I mean, still, like I said, I think the most beloved Thunder will forever and always be Russell Westbrook. And I mean, KD has a great case for being the greatest player to ever play for the Thunder, because I think he is without a doubt greater all time than Shea. I don't think anybody would deny that, but I think, hey, maybe at the end of Shea's career, Shea will have both of that, and it will be like a no doubt thing. But it's just that topic was kind of hot over the past month with the Thunder winning it. Now people are saying, who's the OKC GOAT? Did Shea pass KD? Is it still KD? Is it Russ possibly? But let me know what you guys think down below. I know you guys will have a lot of opinions. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but that's the good part about this, is we're able to get our opinions out and still have love for the Thunder and just kind of talk about our team in that sense. But let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.